The late summer sun was hot, casting a golden hue over the vast expanse of farmland. The air was thick with the scent of ripening corn, and the gentle rustle of leaves created a symphony of nature. The rows of corn seemed to go on forever, stretching out to the horizon like an endless green sea. Each stalk stood tall and proud, a testament to the hard work and dedication of the farmers who tended to them. Farmer John wiped his forehead, squinting at the shimmering horizon. Something wasn't right. He had walked these fields countless times, but today there was an unsettling feeling in the air. He adjusted his straw hat, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the rows of corn. The sun's rays were relentless, but it wasn't the heat that made him uneasy. It was a sense of something out of place, something foreign. There, nestled among the stalks, was a bundle. Carefully he walked closer, his heart pounding in his chest. What could it be? A lost animal, a forgotten sack of grain. His heart beat fast as he looked down. The bundle was small, wrapped in a shiny silver cloth that glinted in the sunlight. It was unlike anything he had ever seen in these fields. It wasn't a lost lamb or a stray dog, it was a child. A little girl, no more than 3 years old, lying there as if she had been placed gently among the corn. A little girl, about 3 years old, wrapped in a shiny silver cloth like nothing he'd ever seen. The cloth shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and the girl looked almost ethereal. Her eyes fluttered open, a surprising green, like a beautiful gemstone. They were the most striking eyes he had ever seen, filled with a depth and clarity that seemed beyond her years. She looked up at him, confusion on her little face. Her lips trembled as if she was about to cry, but no sound came out. She seemed lost, scared, and utterly alone. John gently picked her up, his rough hands surprisingly soft. He cradled her in his arms, feeling an overwhelming sense of protectiveness. This child, this fragile being, needed him. She felt as light as a feather, very fragile. Her small body seemed almost weightless, and he was careful not to jostle her too much as he carried her. The silver cloth felt cool against his skin. He looked around, puzzled. There was no sign of anyone else, no indication of where she might have come from. There wasn't anyone around for miles. The fields were empty, the farmhouse a distant speck on the horizon. It was as if she had appeared out of thin air. Where did she come from? Who were her family? These questions swirled in his mind as he tried to make sense of the situation. He had never encountered anything like this before. Holding her close, he carried her back to the farmhouse. Each step felt heavy with the weight of uncertainty. He knew he had to get her to safety, to figure out what to do next. His wife, Martha, would know what to do. She had a kind heart and a gentle touch, and he trusted her instincts implicitly. Together they would find a way to help this mysterious child. As he walked, he had a strange feeling that his life, their lives, had changed forever. This wasn't just a simple discovery, it was the beginning of something much larger, something that would alter the course of their future. This strange, beautiful child, with her emerald eyes and mysterious past, was now a part of their lives, and as he looked into those eyes he couldn't help but wonder what secrets they held and what adventures lay ahead. They named her Ilara after the moon because she seemed as pale and delicate as the moon. She was found one quiet night, wrapped in a silver cloth, lying in the middle of a cornfield. John and Martha, a kind-hearted couple who had longed for a child, discovered her under the soft glow of the moonlight. They took her in without hesitation, feeling an instant connection to the mysterious baby. Years flew by. Ilara grew up happy and healthy thanks to John and Martha. Their farm, nestled in a picturesque valley, became her playground. She spent her days running through the fields, playing with the animals, and helping with the daily chores. The farm, once quiet and predictable, was now filled with laughter and a sense of wonder. John and Martha doted on her, showering her with love and affection. They taught her about the land, the animals, and the stars. Ilara was a bright, curious child, always asking questions and seeking answers. But there was something different about her, something that set her apart from the other children in the village. Ilara was a bright, curious child, but different. Her skin seemed to glow, pale as moonlight, and her eyes were a striking shade of green, with flecks of gold that sparkled in the sunlight. Those amazing emerald eyes seemed to hold lots of secrets, secrets that even Ilara herself didn't fully understand. Her hair, silver white like the cloth she was found in, flowed down her back like a waterfall of starlight. The village children whispered about her, calling her moon child and fairy girl. They were both fascinated and afraid of her, unsure of what to make of the strange, ethereal girl who seemed to belong to another world. Ilara ignored them most of the time. She had John and Martha, who loved her very much. They were her anchor, her safe haven in a world that often felt confusing and overwhelming, but sometimes late at night she would look up at the stars, feeling a deep longing inside. She felt different, special, deep down. Where did she really belong? Who was she before the cornfield? Martha would find her like that, staring at the night sky. She would hug Ilara tightly, telling her stories about Earth and its wonders, trying to fill the emptiness that Ilara couldn't explain. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. The village children whispered about her, calling her moonchild and fairy girl. They were both fascinated and afraid of her, unsure of what to make of the strange, ethereal girl who seemed to belong to another world. Ilara ignored them most of the time. She had John and Martha, who loved her very much. They were her anchor, her safe haven, in a world that often felt confusing and overwhelming. But sometimes, late at night, she would look up at the stars, feeling a deep longing inside. She felt different, special, deep down. Where did she really belong? Who was she before the cornfield? Martha would find her like that, staring at the night sky. She would hug Ilara tightly, telling her stories about Earth and its wonders, trying to fill the emptiness that Ilara couldn't explain. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her, out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them. But sometimes late at night she would look up at the stars, feeling a deep longing inside. She felt different, special, deep down. Where did she really belong? Who was she before the cornfield? Martha would find her like that, staring at the night sky. She would hug Ilara tightly, telling her stories about Earth and its wonders, trying to fill the emptiness that Ilara couldn't explain. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange, otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her, out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them. Where did she really belong? Who was she before the cornfield? Martha would find her like that, staring at the night sky. She would hug Ilara tightly, telling her stories about Earth and its wonders, trying to fill the emptiness that Ilara couldn't explain. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them. Martha would find her like that, staring at the night sky. She would hug Ilara tightly, telling her stories about Earth and its wonders, trying to fill the emptiness that Ilara couldn't explain. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them. But Earth, even with all its beauty, felt incomplete, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them, like a single note in a song she couldn't remember. Ilara's dreams were filled with visions of distant stars and strange otherworldly landscapes. She felt a pull, a connection to something beyond the farm, beyond the village, beyond Earth itself. She often wondered if there were others like her, out there among the stars, waiting for her to find them. Sleep didn't bring much peace. Ilara often found herself tossing and turning, her mind a whirlpool of vivid images and emotions. The nights were long and restless, filled with dreams that felt more real than reality itself. She would wake up in a cold sweat, her heart pounding as if she had just lived through an intense experience. These dreams were not just figments of her imagination, they were windows into another world, a world that seemed strangely familiar yet completely alien. Ilara's dreams were full of bright colours and tall buildings, lit by the light of 3 moons. The cityscapes were unlike anything she had ever seen on Earth, with architecture that defied gravity and logic. The buildings seemed to pulse with energy, their surfaces shimmering with iridescent hues. The 3 moons hung in the sky like silent guardians, casting a surreal glow over the entire scene. It was a place of wonder and mystery, a place that called to her soul. She dreamt of people with skin like purple and blue jewels, their voices like ringing bells. These beings moved with an ethereal grace, their eyes sparkling with wisdom and kindness. They wore garments made of shimmering fabrics that seemed to flow like liquid light. Their presence was both comforting and awe-inspiring, as if they held the secrets of the universe within them. Ilara felt a deep connection to these people, as if she had known them all her life. They called to her, their words in a language she didn't know, but somehow understood deep inside. The language was melodic and soothing, resonating with a part of her that she couldn't quite explain. It was as if the words were imprinted on her soul, waiting to be unlocked. Each phrase carried a sense of urgency and importance, urging her to remember something crucial. Ilara felt a sense of longing and belonging, as if she were being called home. These dreams, short and unclear, were her only connection to a past she couldn't remember. They came in fragments like pieces of a puzzle that didn't quite fit together. Each dream left her with more questions than answers, but also with a sense of hope. She believed that if she could just piece together these fragments, she would uncover the truth about her origins. The dreams were both a blessing and a curse, offering glimpses of a life she had lost. She held on to them, trying to figure out where she came from. Ilara started keeping a dream journal, meticulously recording every detail she could remember. She would spend hours poring over her notes, trying to find patterns and connections. The journal became her most treasured possession, a tangible link to the world of her dreams. She hoped that one day it would lead her to the answers she sought. She told John and Martha about the amazing images in her dreams. They were the only family she had ever known, and she trusted them completely. She described the futuristic cities, the jewel-toned people, and the strange language. Her eyes would light up with excitement as she recounted her dreams, but she could see the concern in John and Martha's eyes. They listened patiently, but she could tell they were worried about her. They listened carefully, trying to comfort her, but their eyes showed worry. They hugged her tightly, reassuring her that everything would be okay, but Ilara could sense their unease. They didn't understand the significance of her dreams, and they feared for her well-being. Despite their concern, they supported her in her quest for answers, offering love and encouragement. One day, looking through the attic, Ilara found the silver cloth, tucked away in an old wooden chest. The attic was a treasure trove of forgotten memories, filled with dusty old boxes and relics from the past. As she rummaged through the chest, her fingers brushed against something soft and cool. She pulled out a piece of shimmering silver cloth, its surface reflecting the dim light of the attic. It felt strangely familiar, as if it held a piece of her soul. It shimmered faintly, even in the dim light. The cloth seemed to glow with an inner light, its surface shifting and changing like liquid silver. Ilara held it up to the light, mesmerized by its beauty. She felt a strange energy emanating from the fabric, as if it were alive. It was unlike anything she had ever seen before, and she knew it was important. When she touched it, a jolt went through her, sending a rush of images into her mind. The sensation was overwhelming, like a surge of electricity coursing through her body. Her mind was flooded with vivid images and emotions, scenes of a life she had never known. She saw a sleek silver spaceship flying through the vastness of space. She felt the thrill of exploration and the fear of the unknown, The images were so real it was as if she were living them, a spaceship sleek and silver flying through space. It was a marvel of technology, with smooth aerodynamic lines and a shimmering surface. The stars stretched out before it, a vast expanse of twinkling lights. Ilara felt a sense of awe and wonder, as if she were on the brink of a great adventure. The spaceship was her home, her sanctuary, and it called to her with a powerful pull. A crash landing, panic, then darkness. Her head spun. The images shifted abruptly, and she saw the spaceship hurtling towards a planet, its surface glowing with heat. The impact was violent, sending shockwaves through her body. She felt the fear and confusion of the crash, the desperate struggle to survive. Then everything went dark, and she was left with a sense of loss and disorientation. These weren't dreams, they were memories. Ilara realized with a start that the images she had seen were not just figments of her imagination, they were fragments of her past, memories that had been buried deep within her mind. The realization was both exhilarating and terrifying. She had lived a life she couldn't remember, a life filled with wonder and danger. The dreams were a key to unlocking her true identity. Memories of a life she didn't remember living but felt connected to. The more she thought about it, the more certain she became. The dreams were not just random images, they were pieces of a puzzle that formed her true self. She felt a deep connection to the memories, as if they were a part of her soul. The silver cloth was the key, and she knew she had to uncover its secrets. The silver cloth, her only connection to her past, became her most precious possession. She held it close to her heart, feeling its energy resonate with her own. It was a link to the world of her dreams, a tangible reminder of who she really was. Ilara knew that the cloth held the answers she sought, and she was determined to unlock its secrets. She kept it close, hoping it would unlock the secrets of who she really was. The journey ahead was uncertain, but Ilara was filled with hope and determination. She knew that the answers were out there, waiting to be discovered. With the silver cloth as her guide, she was ready to embark on a quest to uncover the truth about her past and her true identity. The whispers of another world called to her, and she was ready to listen. The years passed quickly, like leaves falling in autumn. Ilara grew into a young woman, beautiful and mysterious, but she still felt lost, like she wasn't living a full life. The human world, with its everyday routines, felt suffocating, like a cage. She was a brilliant student, learning everything she could: astronomy, physics, languages, anything that could help her understand the universe and her past. She wanted to find her place among the stars. Love, she thought, was something she couldn't have. Her heart ached with a longing she couldn't explain, a yearning for a connection she couldn't find. She ignored those feelings, focusing on her studies, hoping that one day she would find the answers she was looking for. But fate had other plans. On a night when the stars seemed close and bright, a night much like the one she was found, Ilara's world changed again. A strange humming filled the air, a vibration that she felt deep inside. She looked up, her heart beating fast, a mix of excitement and fear washing over her. Something big was about to happen. She could feel it,